Need to figure out how to make you guys have music to listen to while I'm getting myself ready to go. Sorry, I had a bit of a day. I have been very, very busy getting my shop reorganized. Just trying to get my heater to turn off. Okay. How's the volume? Can you guys hear me okay? Got some thumbs up already. That's awesome. Let me make sure my chat is on. If you go into the live chat, you can talk to me. I'll be watching the screen the whole video today. So we did have a bunch of questions about rocks. So, oh, thank you. Thank you. Sounds good. Okay, great. So we had a bunch of questions about rocks this week in all the different groups. I won't be going over lapidary so much as just answering a bunch of your guys' questions. I sure hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's. I know I did. I got to spend 4 beautiful days with my awesome husband. He got us a new fridge on Saturday and put up a bunch of heavy-duty shelves so I could organize the shop and clean it up and actually have space to video. So that's a good, awesome thing. Hi, TJ. Thanks for joining in. So let's start with a question. So Miss Sue asked, where or what is the best source to learn about new rocks? And is there an online source or book I recommend? Well, I do run several rock identification groups on Facebook for beginners, literally called Rock and Mineral Identification for Beginners. And that is a great resource. We have a lot of geologists, a lot of gemologists, and my mentors are in the group. So if I can't answer a question, I will always ask them. I think it's really important to get a book specific to your geographical location. So this one, while very, very basic, it's a Falcon guide and it's a rock hounding Utah, but they make one for every state. I like this one. It's good. It has directions to a few of the spots that you can go out rock hounding. And this way you'll get an idea of what you're looking for in that location. So that's a really good one. I also really like, don't mind it, my dog ate my book. He really went to town on it. But this is Roadside Geology of Utah. They also make these for every state. And what's great about it is everywhere that you can drive to, they have all this great information about how the different layers are. Points out like you can find where there's volcanic areas, and you know, it gives you a really good reference for when you're driving. I think the Utah book isn't laid out super great, but you can see I've gone through and highlighted some spots. So it's well loved, well used. And then once you learn a little bit more about geology, you can actually get on there and look in the different layers and try to find those different layers and drive out to them. And you'll know kind of what you can expect to find. And that's all. This is a little Falcon pocket guide, Rocks, Gems, and Minerals of the Southwest. So I kind of live in the Southwest, sort of. Utah's kind of right in the middle of nowhere land. So let's see, I've through and highlighted in here. Usually anytime I find a rock in a book that I have in my collection or one that I really want to go find, then I will highlight it. Because it's my resource, right? So use your resource. This comes with a cool little thing on the back, a ruler. My brain's not working. So very informative. My friend Patti Polk is an author, and she writes these collecting rocks, gems, and minerals. This one is good for identification, valuation, and lapidary uses. I really like this book. So most of these pictures she took herself, which is really cool, in her collection. She also is on Facebook if you want to look her up. She does sell a lot of the specimens that she finds. Look at that iris agate. I'm going to have some of that in stock in the next week and a half. They'll be $40 a piece. And you'll have to go to my Rockin Raccoon Facebook page to buy them. But I'll have them posted as soon as I get them in. I like this book. It breaks it down really easily. Very nice pictures. Talks about different minerals. And it comes with a nice key. And then at the bottom, it gives you valuation. So this one we are looking at is rhodochrosite. Value $30 plus per specimen. A lot of them will tell you per pound or per gram, depending on how each of the rocks are sold. So highly recommend that one and her other one, collecting agates and Jasper in North America. This one also has values. It's laid out similar to the first one. Lots of pictures. And if you read in the very beginning of the book, it talks about, oh, see how it goes state by state. This is pretty neat. So you can look for your state in here and you can see what different agates you can find. Oh, lots of really cool stuff. But in the beginning of the books, it talks about collecting and how to do Mohs hardness tests. This one is a very good book for someone with a little bit more experience. This is the National Audubon Society Field Guide to North American Rocks and Minerals. And it is broken down to pictures of specimens, and beware, a lot of these are very, very close up photos. So it's not going to look to your naked eye like what you're seeing here. I mean, then if you go to the back, this is where the different igneous rocks are. And then it talks about those back here. So you could definitely get a good education reading this cover to cover. It would drive me nuts to do that. But you can see here, I've highlighted all the rocks that I've collected. Anyways, so as far as price goes, figure about $10 per book. That's about fair. So I hope that answers her question as far as good resources to use. Other great resources would be signing up with a local rock hounding community club and getting to know the old timers. The old timers love to give information, always, for sure. So when identifying your rocks, one of the fun things to use our magnifying glasses so you can really get in there and see the details of the rock. And if you go to Harbor Freight, they have these 5-piece eye sets. So it looks like this. And you just put it up to your eye and then hold the rock up, and you can actually squish your eye around that to hold it up to your eye. You don't even have to hold it with your hand. And it goes all the way up to 10x, which is my favorite. These are very inexpensive. I want to say they're probably $3. So Harbor Freight's pretty cool for some things. This is one of those things. How's it going so far, you guys? Able to still hear me okay? So when identifying rocks, one of the things that I recommend you get would be just an unglazed porcelain tile. I got this at Michael's, I think, for $1. You can find them in all kinds of different places like Lowe's or Home Depot. And then you can see this is well used and well loved. Any rock that is harder than 6 is going to gouge it out, and it's not going to leave any kind of mark. But when you're doing minerals, especially metallic minerals, this is primarily for identifying metallic minerals. You would just rub it across the plate. You don't have to apply a whole lot of pressure. And then what's going to be left over is a residual color that rubbed off from, I am going to do galena. This is galena. Nice boxy shape. Galena is lead ore. So after handling, before you touch your mouth, you probably want to wash your hands. Okay, so I'm just going to drag it across very lightly. And you can see that it leaves a grayish streak, a grayish black streak. So that's what you use the streak plate for. Now with the softer minerals like fluorite and calcite, dolomite, all those ites, sometimes it can be hard to tell what mineral is what. So for that, you would do an acid test. Different minerals react differently to the acid. This one is just white vinegar. You don't need to dilute it or anything. And it's in a little pill dropper. So you would just take 1 or 2 drops right directly on your mineral. And you want to look really closely for those bubbles to start happening. So that is another tool that you can have just in your field box. Another tool is a nail, but I will, let's see, let me talk about magnets first. Okay, so sometimes you find something that looks like a mineral and you want to know, is it magnetic or does it have a pull? Does it have iron in it? So then you could just hold the magnet really close to the rock, like this, close away, and see if it pulls. It'll pull toward the rock. So that's another thing to put in your arsenal. A flashlight. This one is a very high power flashlight, but it's cool because it also has a magnetic ring. So, and then it telescopes. How fun is that? This was a gift when I was driving school bus from my boss. and I've had it for years. So this one is really cool if you want to see transparency when you're out in the field. Just hold the flashlight behind there. You can see that this agate is very transparent. So is this calcite from Mexico. How about this jade? Nope, jade is completely opaque. And opaque just means can't see through it. And that is what like Jaspers are. So let's see. So one of the things I like to do is I like to have a mineral in each of the hardness levels. So that way I can use those minerals to identify in the field. So I would carry a quartz crystal also. I wouldn't take this beautiful piece out in the field, but just any point, any crystal point will work. Look at that beauty. This is a Heber quartz I dug out a couple years ago. Okay, so if you just want to do a very quick nose test, say you're tumbling and you just want to make sure all your rocks are at least a 5.5. So then I would use just a steel nail. This is a 10 penny. And what you want to do is you want to hold your rock. Do you guys know what this one is? So this one is, it's got plaster on it from when I was painting. See the fibers right through here? No guesses? Okay, that's fine. It's a tiger iron. Oh, thanks, TJ. Appreciate it. So I don't mind scratching these because I can always polish them again. So what you want to do is you want to take your nail, and if you can gouge out anything in the rock, it is going to be softer than, say, 5.5. And then you wouldn't want to tumble it with your Jaspers and quartz, which are generally 6 or higher. So let's do this little Mexican calcite. It's really pretty, isn't it? Look at that color. So I bought this piece because it's a nice solid piece, not much fracturing. And I'll probably end up carving it down the road. So what you want to do is you want a nice sturdy hand holding onto this. And then you just want to take that nail and scratch into it. See how it scratched into it? And then it left all this powder. Now, if this rock was harder than the nail actually would rub off onto the, sorry. There's too much in the background. The nail would rub off onto the stone and leave a metallic mark. So then you would know it's harder than the nail, if that makes sense. Is that clear? Crystal clear? Clear as mud? We can try it on this jade and see what happens. Okay, so you just want to hold your rock securely. You don't want to end up stabbing yourself or scratching yourself. And then you just want to try to gouge that out. Do you see how it didn't do anything? And it left a slight metallic line right there where I scratched it. There is no indentation. There is no powder. So this is a very hard mineral. We could try it with this dinosaur bone. Isn't that pretty? So one thing with dinosaur bone, you want to be really careful if you're going to be buying or selling it, is knowing the hardness. because a soft calcite stone, dinosaur bone, is not worth as much as a good hard jasper. So this one is going to be jasper hard. See how it did not do anything but leave a little metal line left over from the nail. So you know that this is jasper or harder. Okay. So I hope that really helps you guys when you're identifying your minerals. Let me look and see what the next question is. Feel free to talk amongst yourself or comment on the live. I don't know why. There we go. Okay. Oh, another, sorry, I didn't even bring this one up. This is soapstone. So you can buy these little plates in the welding department of, say, Harbor Freight or Lowe's or Home Depot. And these are about as soft a rock as they come. I'll show you. Okay, do you guys see that? With one little scratch, all that powder. Very, very soft. Soapstone's really fun mineral because, or rock, sorry, because you can hand carve it with hand tools. That was one of the very first things when I started doing lapidary, is I wanted to know what could I do with just my hands. And you know, I've eventually evolved into like all kinds of tools, and you know, I keep getting more because it's addictive. So addictive. But I did lose a fire agate I've been working on for a week, and that was really disappointing. Totally crazy. Driving while what? I don't know. Sorry, I don't really understand the question. So here's a fun piece. This is a moonstone from Utah. Someone's entire driveway was made of this material. And my mentor was like, here, take this home, play with it, try it out. So this would be a peach moonstone. You know, moonstone comes in several different varieties. It is a feldspar. So it's softer than quartz. Isn't that pretty? How the light just dances around in there. Thanks, Dawn. We already covered that. I think you missed it. Are you just joining us? Okay, well, yeah, we just covered how to do different tests, the whole identification field guide, field kit. One thing we didn't cover yet, and that is the difference in how rocks look under black light. And there are two different kinds of black lights. There's a long wave and a short wave. Long wave light is exactly what it says. Long waves. Short wave, harder to see and more expensive, but produces the very best, brightest, vibrant colors. So this right here is a scorpion light. Do you guys know that scorpions glow in the dark? This is a long wave light. It produces a lot of purple. Oh. Okay, can you see that? I don't want to blind you all. So this produces a lot of purple light. All that extra purple light is bouncing off. It's just a waste. A shortwave light, actually. So this is my handy dandy long wave, short wave light. Okay, it's a little flashlight. The long wave comes out this side, and the short wave comes out this entire thing here. It eats batteries like crazy, so invest in good batteries if you're going to get this. They have them for sale at Home Science Tools, and I want to say they're between $30 and $40. And they do have sale coupons you can use. This is a really good one. I like to keep it in my kit when I go out because you never know what you're going to find. And different minerals will glow different colors depending on which light you use. I sure hope that answered her question. I've been working like crazy trying to get my shop up in order. I have about 2 more days and then I will be good to go and I'll be able to just work on stuff all the time. So another question someone had was, what is a good way to display my rocks? Well, it's really up to you. There's lots of different ways. I know a lot of people use Riker boxes. Have you guys heard of Riker boxes? This right here is what is called a Riker box. It's a standard size. It's a standard size, and you can get different inserts. This insert happens to be a very small plastic for keeping cabochons in. I have several different, see they come in different colors. You can get just the white like these ones. Or you can get black. Black is my favorite. They're called a Riker box, R-Y-K-E-R. The only thing I don't like about the black is it shows off all my dog hair. Sorry, I should have really blown that off. There's my most recent cab I made. I always encourage everyone to start with fluorite because it carves very quickly, easily, and takes a beautiful polish. I did that with my new flat lap. So I really like these because you can put crystals in it, like this one, little beautiful amethyst, or even great big cabochons. This one is a labradorite. See all the flash in there? Very pretty. So you can order them online. They're about $10 a piece, and they stack nice. So if you have a drawer somewhere, you could just fill your drawer with them. Another way I like to display is like this. This is a shadow box. And then I just started putting all my special rocks in here. I have this one. This one is better because it actually will lock shut. It's not a heavy duty lock, but it does work to hold everything in place. And then all that's in there is like a cotton pad. Look at all the dog hair, you guys. I'm so embarrassed. I am sorry. I have 4 dogs though. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to chime in. I feel like I'm doing show and tell. So if you go onto any of the lapidary sites like Kingsley North or any of them really, you'll be able to find them that way. this is a beautiful agate, right? It's dyed. Do you guys know that there's oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I'm sorry. Oh boy. Let me get to another question before I go off on a tangent about something I don't even know what I'm going to say. Okay, let's see. We did that one, did that one, did that one. Hey, Dawn, are you... So we had a question. What is the difference between Jasper, agate, and chalcedony? So the answer to that is agate has bands in it, banding. Agate is translucent. So that means the light shines through. Jasper let's see if I can get a better piece here. Jasper is opaque. That means you cannot see through it. And depending on what minerals are in it, that's going to determine what color that the jasper is. And then chalcedony is just, yep, thank you. Chalcedony is just, doesn't have any of that. So it's just chalcedony. So Don, actually, he is a geologist, you guys. He is a great help in many of my groups. He's one of the people that likes to chime in and help answer questions. So if you're new and you're just joining into the Safford Family Rock groups, then you will see Don pop in and answer maybe even your questions. Does anyone know what this is? Any ideas? Okay. No one is speaking up. This is gypsum from the Great Salt Lake. Isn't it pretty? I just wanted to show it off. So the inclusion in there is the mud from the Salt Lake, and it smells like stinky feet. Not the rock, but the sand when you're digging it is really smelly. I mean, I actually have a couple of videos on going out and digging them. Pretty fun to check out. Let's see, what's the next question? Whoa, Dawn, you better be here for this one. What is the difference between quartz and quartzite? So I will say that if you're looking at it with your handy dandy little magnifying glass, quartz is going to have a glassy appearance, meaning thanks, Don, meaning that it's all melted together and gelled together like glass. And then quartzite hasn't melded together. So what you're going to see when you look is grains, sandy grains. I hope that answers that question appropriately enough, Dawn. So it looks like that is all of the questions that I had today from the different Facebook groups that I run. Now, everybody watching, questions for me because I have a few more minutes we can talk. Here's one of my very first rings I ever made. This is Veracite. And I've come a long ways, so I see all kinds of problems. I had asked a question about carving and shaping quartz. Not sure if you got to it already or not. TJ, I am not going to answer that one today, just because that's more of a lapidary question. So that'll be our Thursday topic when we come back. So same time on Thursday. Usually I can get on about 1 o'clock, between 1 and 2. It really depends on what my son is up to and how much I have to pick up after him. TJ, for sure, you are definitely on the list of questions for Thursday. So a veracite is similar to turquoise. This is turquoise. Veracite is found in Utah and Nevada. Turquoise is found in Nevada and Arizona. I have heard of people finding turquoise in Utah, but because I didn't see them take it out of the ground, I don't know for a fact. So there's a lot of people trying to make names for themselves. Oh, I found this or I found that. It's silly. No reason to exaggerate, that's for sure. So this is druzy quartz. Can you see that sparkling? It's like teeny tiny fine crystallization on top of the chalcedony layer. This was from one of my videos. I taught about how to make poofy fluorite hearts. Fluorite, just like amethyst, if you leave it out in the sun, it will fade the color. So if you ever buy a light that has amethyst or fluorite, just don't run it all the time. They're pretty popular nowadays. Dawn, what is this? Can you identify it just from the shape? I think it's ruby, but I am not sure. Cora, I can't even speak now. All right. So let's do a giveaway because I'm not seeing any more questions. You guys see my awesome painting? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that mineral. Yes, it's ruby. Thank you, Dawn. I thought so. Even I get jacked up sometimes and I don't know everything. That's why I like to have really smart friends like Dawn. So, what was I doing? What was I going to say? Oh, giveaway time. Okay. Number between 1 and 100. Go! You actually have to type it in. Okay, TJ, 33. There's 5 people watching. Dawn, you got to pick a number 2. Love doing giveaways, you guys. I have my number picked. It's sitting off to the side. Muppet, 92954. Dawn, 5. That leaves 2 more people to guess a number between 1 and 100. We had one more join us. Hi, welcome. We are doing a giveaway right now. Go ahead and pick a number between 1 and 100. Look at this beautiful little fluorite. Isn't that tiny, but perfect? Today's giveaway is going to be a $10 gift certificate to my business, Rockin Raccoon. You can find me on Facebook. I even have a group just for Rockin Raccoon fans. Is that all that's playing? I got TJ with 33, I'm up at 929 with 54, and Dawn with 5. Kathleen, all right, 19. I am wonderful, actually, pretty darn great. I hope you're doing just as good. This is a very nice piece of red horn coral, only comes from Utah. One little mountain in Utah. Gray horn coral is all across the state and many states, so that's what makes that one special. Okay, guys, if no one else is gonna give a guess, I will go ahead right now. The number, the lucky winner, is closest to 76 without going over, but I don't think anybody was. Looks like Muppet 929, you're our winner today. Congratulations. Please send me a private message on Facebook, Kirsten Safford, or Rockin Raccoon. Either way works. And I will get you set up with that. Yeah, congrats for sure. $10. It doesn't cover shipping, but it does go towards purchase price of any of my fine minerals, which I don't have any uploaded right now except for one, but I'll be uploading this week. And your gift certificates that you guys win, they're good for an entire year. So you have until Christmas of this year to use that. So I guess if nobody else has any other questions for me about rocks in general, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. This was really great. Thank you so much for your time and effort and information. Oh, TJ, thank you so much for us today. Look forward to seeing you guys again on Thursday, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock Mountain Time. And with that, I will let you guys go. Have a great rest of your week. Cheers to you, Dawn. Thanks for joining us today. It was really great having you. Thank you, guys. Okay, bye.